So my family's from Eritrea, which is a small country in Northeast Africa. It was formerly colonized by Ethiopia and was recently recognized as a country in 1993. At the time when my parents were growing up, there was a war. They kind of wanted better for their children, so they left their family behind. Well, for my dad, it was easier because most of his family was here, but my mom was literally like leaving all of her family behind and coming to a country where none of her parents were, no siblings were. So there was definitely some risk factor involved, but they wanted, better educational opportunities, better just everything. Like the idea in Eritrea is everything's better in America, right? And my parents, they wanted everything better for me and for my sisters. So that's been a main factor of why they came to America. In Eritrea, it's different in a way that obviously in Eritrea there's a lot of Eritreans, right? The culture is there, everything's there. Whereas here, you kind of, at least my parents and my family, have to kind of create that culture because there aren't that many Eritreans in this area. So, they have to cook our food and all this stuff, and preserving our culture is something that we have to do in America, but not so much in Eritrea. It was a lot of farm life because that's where I went to where my grandpa lived, and just a lot of farms and just a lot of responsibility for the kids. But they're just like, you don't know how to cook? And I'm just like, yeah, some things, So I think the responsibility for the child is a little bit more there, which I thought was pretty unique because, here I kind of just slack off. Sometimes, it's just much more relaxed here. So I think those two would be main differences between Eritrea and here. A difference between here and Eritrea is I went to a festival called Expo, which is pretty much supposed to promote Eritrean culture and all that good stuff. We're Eritreans, we're proud. So one thing there is they actually had those clay huts, kind of, if you will, and it felt so real because you get that raw burning wood smell, and it's when I went there I was like, are these houses or what? I was just shocked, because of course you don't see that around. You don't see houses made out of clay here, and I guess that was a big wow factor, that the way that people live and the way that they adapt to their environment is really unique. I think what's here that makes it unique is this idea of the American dream, and there's a lot of debates. Is the American dream really real? What even is the American dream? But I feel like here in America there's more of a yes, I can achieve and be the next big thing. I could be throwing Mark Zuckerberg and create Facebook or something, whereas I guess there isn't that. There aren't billionaires and stuff they look up to and stuff like that. So I feel like in America, having a really successful life, and you can define success in many ways, but just really having the opportunities to go into something you really love and having all the resources to do that is something that is really great in America, but I wouldn't say as much in Eritrea. So that's definitely one thing. The American dream